And welcome in to Talk FCB, and welcome back here to the channel, guys. The match review here between Valadollid and Barcelona. It was an important game to try to keep the title race alive, and technically, we have done it. We do have the 3 points by a single goal to nil. It was Arturo Vidal with a brilliant strike, which gave us all 3 points. And I've said this before with Barcelona, but today it really was a game of two halves. For me, the first half was much better than what we saw against Espanyol. We played quicker, it was slicker. But in the second half, what a disaster. What an absolute disaster. Let's go through it, because that was weird. Because to be honest, guys, coming into this game before the game, I haven't actually been feeling all that well. That's why you didn't actually see a lineup reaction video on the channel today. I'm sorry about that. But in the first half, I was feeling a lot better, because the performance was very good. We were looking good there. Setien lining up with a few changes to the team and a completely different system to what we have seen in previous games. And what I can basically gauge from this is that Setien is sort of treating these final games of the season as a bit of an experiment. What he's looking to do here is try out some different things. What we saw there in the first half of this game, and I really did enjoy it, we saw Ter Stegen in goal, then we actually saw a back three of Clement Lenglet, Gerard Piqué, and intriguingly there, Sergio Roberto playing as the right centre-back. What you then saw was the fullbacks able to go forward with a lot more freedom. We've seen that recently with Jordi Alba and Nelson Semedo there really high. But what that also gave us there is a bit more security in our back three. This time, the two centre-backs weren't as exposed. You had Roberto here, who was helping not only defensively, but also there in the build-up. Sergio Busquets was dropping in. You had Ricky Puig there, who I thought was brilliant in that first half in terms of energy, in terms of making good runs here. But obviously then, what we did have to sacrifice was an additional forward. We only lined up there with Griezmann, Messi in behind. But I was so impressed in that first half with all of the work we were doing down this right-hand side. I thought Semedo was absolutely brilliant. He was allowed to be much more advanced, and he was getting into some really good positions. Vidal was playing him in, Roberto there was helping out on the right, and of course what that did was, when Messi here was coming central, when he was coming into play in behind Griezmann, what we were doing then was making the use of all that space on the right hand side, and I was really happy with how things looked. And if we just highlight there exactly what we saw in particular from Nelson Semedo, you can see why it was working out, because we were finding him time and time again there in a lot of space. He was getting good positions, but not only that, he was doing some good things there in the final product. He was getting some good balls into the box. He picked out Ricky Puig. It was a good effort there from the midfielder, getting into the box and making a good save there. The goalkeeper, Masip, another good game for him, the former Barcelona goalkeeper. But Semedo as well, played in by Busquets. Brilliant run there in again. He gets in. He actually tries himself to score. Again, good save by the goalkeeper. But you can see here, all of the time, he's getting into those areas, and we're not exposed defensively when he's that far forward because of the three at the back. And of course, one of the best moments, again he gets played into that space, he pulls it back, this time to Antoine Griezmann. It should be an assist for Semedo, but Griezmann can't get the contact on it. It was a big miss from him. Of course it's on his right foot, but I'm not really sure you can use that as an excuse there for Antoine Griezmann. And of course it was a mixed game for him, because I actually felt as though he wasn't involved as much in that first half. Without Suarez there, without another forward, I don't think we saw Griezmann get involved in play as much as we have done in the past few games. I think he did have some nice touches. I think he did help in the build-up very well. But in terms of getting into the area and scoring himself a goal, he didn't quite do what he would have liked to have done. And particularly there in that first half, in the opening 10 minutes or so, the score was at 0-0. Griezmann actually capitalised there on a loose pass from Valadollid. He's running in behind. He's running in there to a lot of space that was appearing in the final third. And the ball is on to Messi. And you can see him there. He's looking up, but he's just a bit hesitant. He just delays it. And before you know it there, the chance is gone. And you can see from the reaction of Setien, it was a big chance missed for Barcelona, and overall today didn't really happen in that first half for Antoine Griezmann, but I was still surprised that we took him off. I'm not really sure then whether we're going to find out that something physically was wrong with Griezmann. Maybe he had a little bit of a knock there. Maybe it was just a precaution to take him off. But if there wasn't a knock, I would be surprised about that, because you don't really want to take him off at half-time there and knock his confidence. I think Suarez came on. I wouldn't exactly say that he improved us whatsoever. I think with Suarez, very much so, it was the same sort of thing. On the ball, again, he's falling over the ball. He's not really dribbling in the right way. It wasn't good again from Suarez in the build-up. And And the problem is with Suarez right now with this game, if he's not scoring, he's not actually providing us with much else. Of course he can score goals, of course he can sort of bang them in when we really need them. There's no denying that Suarez can deliver in front of goal, but when he doesn't do that, like in the second half today, there's not a lot more that he's adding there to our overall game. But of course the goal did come in that first half. It was a very, very nice goal, I have to say. Semedo again was involved in the build-up there. He's really high up the pitch. He gets the ball, plays it into Messi, and it's a brilliant little ball. Brilliant little dink pass there from Messi, who just chips it into the path of Arturo Vidal, who's getting forward into a good advanced area, and it's a stunning finish. Of course, again, we've been critical of Arturo Vidal. I think, again, much like Suarez, you could say, in terms of his overall performance, he maybe wasn't that great, but he also can get some big goals, and it's a great finish. Across the goalkeeper, so much power on it, brilliant accuracy, in off the post. And like I say, that was the one moment in front of goal that basically got us all 3 points, because apart from that, in that second half, Barcelona, we fell to pieces. Because I don't really know why when it comes to Setien, but he kind of changed things completely there in that second half. From that 3 at the back system, which seemed to be working really, really well, for some reason, in that second half then, when Suarez came on, we changed back to 4 at the back. And I didn't get that at all, because Valadollid, they were playing with 2 strikers. It didn't really help us at all defensively, and certainly going forward, it completely broke down our play. Like I say, we saw Suarez come on, we also saw Ronald Araujo replace Clement Longley, and then with 30 or so minutes to go, Ricky Puig goes off. And once he goes off, the energy levels absolutely dip down to an all-time low in this game. Rakitic comes on, and also Junior Firpo in the latter stages there came on for Sergio Busquets. And right the way through that second half, I was sitting there thinking, what exactly is the shape right now? What are we doing out on the field? And it just seemed as though today, I know maybe we're going to experiment. I know it's good to find out exactly what we've got in terms of the players in our squad. And it is nice to see different systems, different variations. But I think today, too much tinkering. I think the first half was very, very good. I think that is certainly a solid foundation that we can build on. I would like to see that again, and I would like to see different variations of that 3 at the back. But I think then in the second half, to mess around with it there, to go to 4 at the back and then change back to 3 and then make these subs. You had Sergio Roberto at a point there in the game playing left wing, when the other minute he was then playing at centre back. It was all very strange, and I think the players out there on the field maybe were not really with what was happening. And I think at the latter stage of the game, we didn't create anything. But not only that, Valadollid had their chance in front of goal. It was a brilliant save from Ter Stegen in the second half there. Free kick comes in, header down into the ground. They're always tough to deal with, but Ter Stegen gets across, fingertip save. As always in a game like this, can win us points. Ter Stegen really, really impressive and consistently does those kind of moments. But I think overall for Barca, it was strange. The first half, like I say, was good. I think there's too much tinkering, too much messing around there with the system in the second half. But overall, it does take us there to within 1 point of Real Madrid. But I don't really have any hope here for the remainder of the season. And I think, to be honest, by the end of that game, all you're thinking is, we've got 2 games left. We've got 2 league games remaining. And I think this entire team right now, and even us as fans, I think we need a bit of a rest. I think we need a break. I think we need that 3-week period between the end of the La Liga season and the Champions League. Because looking ahead right now, if you put this exact team and the fatigue they're currently suffering with the fitness levels they currently have, if you put this team into the Champions League, I think we're really, really, really in trouble. I really do. I think if you put this exact team right now into the Champions League games, we are in trouble. I think we need that 3-week break. I think during that 3-week break, Quique Setien on the training ground needs to get through to the players and needs to have here a concrete plan. I don't think now, going into that period, we can be consistently changing, chopping and changing all the time. I don't think that's going to work. I think now he's had a look at his team. I don't blame him for doing this. Usually you'd be able to do this in pre-season, but he hasn't had that. He's using this time now to experiment with the team, to see what he's got. Today, we showed promise. We showed certainly some good signs in that first half. We have to bear that in mind. But I think heading into that Champions League period, number one, we all need that rest. The players in particular, they right now are looking tireder and tireder and tireder with every single game. Messi included, even at the end there, I think he was looking particularly tired on the ball. And of course, looking ahead of those Champions League games, we said it before, we need to up our level. We will need to do so much more if we're even going to get past Napoli. Of course we want to do that, and of course we'll hope we can do that. But we need that break. We really, really do. 2 more league games to go, and they're going to be coming next week, with La Liga coming to an end a week tomorrow. Please leave your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. What did you make of the game? And in particular there, what did you make in the changing system? What did you think of the first half performance and then the second half performance? And what do you feel changed and was the biggest factor in that change of momentum that we suffered in this game? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments down below. Like I say, guys, sorry I wasn't able to bring you that extra video today. I have been feeling a bit under the weather. In the first half, like I say, it made me feel a bit better. But by now, I'm starting to suffer again. Thanks anyway for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the game, or at least some of it. I'll see you soon. But until next time, as always, guys, Visca El Barça.